I am sort of the accidental author in the sense that I had zero aspirations growing up to be an author. I'd always had a love and passion for pop culture and pop culture history and broadcast and how broadcast affected history and that sort of thing. So that's where my passions were. And I was in the broadcast business at the time. I was with Dick Clark Productions, and then I went into radio, and I was with Westwood One Radio Networks at the time I came up with the idea. And it was back in 1998, and everybody was talking about the millennium, and as a network, we were trying to figure out how to commemorate the passing of the 20th century into the 21st century. And the company had amassed a pretty sizable archive of archival radio broadcasts. So naturally, we were going to create these little vignettes of landmark moments and use our broadcasts as a way to entertain and inform people and that kind of thing. And I got back to my office, and I was just struck by how everybody in that meeting had a story to tell about where they were when, depending on how old they were, the Kennedy assassination, the Apollo 11 moon landing, the Gulf War, these kinds of events. And it occurred to me that they were more than just defining moments in history. They were the benchmarks of our lives, the where were you when moments. And the other common denominator that hit me was that they were all introduced to us with the same four chilling words: we interrupt this broadcast. And it was like, bam, that's a great idea. I mean, if I could put together, and like I said, I'd collected all kinds of books about broadcast history and stuff, and I thought, if I could put together a nice big coffee table book of the stories of these events from a broadcast perspective, and include the actual, the photographs, the iconic photographs that people remember that are inextricable with the moment. And then we live in such a wonderful age because our history is literally recorded. I could include the actual broadcast bulletins and news coverage at that time on audio CDs tucked into the back cover. And it was just one of those turning point moments where you think, God, maybe I ought to do something with that idea someday, or maybe I ought to do something with that idea. And I've always lived by the creed that the worst people can say is no. So why not? And I didn't know the first thing about the publishing business. And I just picked a book up off my desk that was a broadcast history and looked at the publisher and started making cold calls. And one cold call led to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And after I'd plowed through just about every publishing firm in the city of New York, I finally found a little publisher out of Naperville, Illinois, that I was introduced to by a mutual friend. And she looked at me at our meeting and she said, I'll do this on one condition. And I said, what's that? And she said that you agree to go out and promote it, because if you're selling me, you'll sell the American people. And I thought, well, I'm from broadcast. That's the easy part, you know. But then when I started telling my friends and family that I was going to do a book, you know, they were all like, well, don't you think you ought to try reading one before you write one? And but, you know, you can't let others' opinions sort of affect or drown out your inner passion.